We have on the line my dear friend, dare I say mentor, one of the brightest minds I've ever come across in life, Mr. Adam McKay. Adam, how are you?
Davey Koechner, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. Adam McKay, of course, writer, director of the Anchorman, I'm going to call it series, The Other Guys, the Brothers, Step Brothers, many things. What's going on, Adam? Thank you for calling in, taking time away from your very busy day.
You forgot to include the Matrix trilogy.
Matrix trilogy?
Yep. The Seduction of Joe Tynan.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And Cruisin'.
And Cruisin'. A lot of people.
Al Pacino.
It's so weird how IMDb or a lot of people, maybe you ghost wrote those because other people get credit. No. It's crazy.
No, I'm fully credited.
Oh, you
Look
are?
it up.
Okay.
It's directed by Adam McKay. Cruisin', starring Al Pacino. My first movie.
Well, as you know, I can barely read, so
yeah.
I, of course, didn't know that. We're talking to the director of Cruisin', Adam McKay, of course. Adam, they just played Afternoon Delight. Of course, people still remember that from the first Anchormans. And you know that wasn't originally in the script for the movie.
That is very true. I think it was Paul Rudd and Farrell were joking around about how you guys should learn Afternoon Delight for when you do the talk shows and do it as like a performance. And I went, oh, no, now you're doing that in the movie. And they were like, what do you mean? I go, we're gonna do that. We can put it in this one scene. And so we hired a music coach, and one of our producers was like, all right, I'll get him with the music coach. So the day came, and I went up to Farrell. I go, oh, today's the day you sang Afternoon Delight. He goes, what do you mean? We only met with the coach once. And I go, oh, you were supposed to be meeting. I was like, no, we never did. And Farrell, who would do anything, was like, no, I don't think we should do it. And I fortunately said, if you do it and it stinks, we can always redub it later, so don't worry about it. And if it's really bad, we won't use it. Don't worry about it. And you can't really argue with that logic. So you guys did it. Your second take live is the actual take, as you know, Dave,
yep.
in the movie. That's you guys actually singing live. It was amazing what you guys did.
It was incredible. Did we do a total of 3 takes? I can't even remember.
I think it was 3 takes. Yeah, because it wasn't in the script, so we couldn't burn a ton of time on it. And, you know, it'll ruin your schedule. So I think you guys did 3 versions of it, and the second one is the one that's actually in the movie, and that's you guys live on set singing it. I was blown away by what you guys did with that.
I was too. You know, by that time, we were deep in production, and I think we had such an amazing groove on that there was such trust in everything. And like you'd said, who cares? Just do it, guys. There's no pressure. We'll either use it or we won't. But it has become such an iconic part of the movie.
Yeah.
So, Adam, talking to Adam McKay, writer-director of all your favorite comedies of the last 10 years, Anchorman 1 or 2, The Other Guys, Step Brothers. And Adam, you and I started together at, the first time we met was actually on an L train, I don't know if you remember this, on an L train in Chicago.
Wow, I don't remember meeting you on an L train, but obviously the first time I met you was in Chicago in the improv scene around I.O. and Second City, but an L train, really?
Yeah, I think, because you introduced yourself. You said, hey, man, I'm Adam. I'm at the I.O. too, the I.O. of course being the Improv Olympic. And we talked about, gosh darn it, Albert Brooks' early movie.
Real Life.
Real Life, thank you.
Yeah.
And we discussed that for a while. And then I will say I was enchanted with you from the start, Mr. McKay.
Wow. That sounds very flattering and kind of creepy.
Well, let's err on creepy, if you don't mind. Yeah. That's where I would be. But then you and I were fortunate enough to then go on and have a fun time at the Improv Olympic, and then the Second City, where you wrote a landmark, or you were part of a landmark cast, a landmark show called Pinata Full of Bees, a review there at Second City, which is still heralded as one of the, the forever changing the structure and the way things are done at the Second City, and that's quite a compliment, but quite an accomplishment is what I meant to say. And then you and I actually drove out to New York together in a truck to go to Saturday Night Live because we were hired in the same year.
That's true. It was Dave, myself, and Tom Giannis in a U-Haul with our very meager possessions because we were all broke improvisers. I always say the only next to poet, right underneath poet as far as lowest paying jobs, is improviser. And then underneath improviser is Hermit in the Woods. So
Hermit in the Woods.
We didn't have much, and we drove out to New York together with big dreams and wide eyes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, good times. And of course, that's the first year you met Mr. Bill Farrell.
Yeah.
I think he goes by Will.
Yeah, it's Bill though.
It's Bill, though, folks. Met Bill, and the beautiful partnership was born. Gosh, it was so evident right away how brilliant Will is and was. You just couldn't stop watching the guy, and every time we did a table read, he was just a monster.
Well, the story I always tell is when you first meet him, he comes off like a very regular guy, whereas we were all the big, giant Chicago improv people. We were super loud and doing bits all the time and having a blast. Farrell's very mild-mannered. He doesn't need to prove to you when you first meet him that he's the funniest guy.
Nope.
And it wasn't really until the first read-through, when he uncorked like these 3 or 4 characters. I don't know about you, but for us, we were like,
yeah.
Whoa, where did that come from?
Right.
And then we started hanging out with him more, and you realize, like, oh, he's kind of fits in perfectly with us. Like,
yeah.
He likes to constantly do bits. He has no problem. You know, like we would go to the art museum, and he'd be walking by a hopper in a big at the Met in a crowded room, and I'd be like, Farrell, just go over by that hopper and just start crying. And he's just without a blink, he's already doing it and just sobbing at this kind of small, kind of forgettable watercolor, and just the whole room is echoing with his sobs. And then I told him he was tagging along with like a docent giving a tour at the Met, and he's kind of next to the docent, and she's talking, and he just goes, "This is boring, right?"
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. We've got Adam McKay on the line, reminiscing about the early days of SNL with Bill Farrell. Adam, I know you're a fan of the NBA.
I am.
You're from Philadelphia,
Yep.
or nearby.
I went to college at Temple University. Grew up right outside Philly. Yep.
Temple. If I'm not mistaken, Temple, of course, the Crusaders.
No, not even remotely.
The Temple is a very popular iPad game, the Temple Runners.
Nope. No.
Pretty sure I'm right.
Temple's mascot is the Berserk Robots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, agree to disagree, as they say. Would you say the NBA is your favorite sport?
Yeah, I think by far. I'm kind of an NBA junkie.
Yeah.
And then, right underneath it, you get boxing and the NFL are my other 2 favorites. But no, NBA I watch constantly.
And a fan of the Sixers, I'm guessing?
Well, yeah. I mean, these are. It was pretty grim for a while, but now it's happy days are here again for the Sixers. We got a nice 1-game winning streak going. There's some excitement in the city. There's some youngsters who are really starting to show some talent, and it's amazing how the mood switch can flip when you put together a dominant performance like they did against the Timberwolves the other night.
A dominant 1-game performance, and a lot of people saying the East is not as strong as the West and hasn't been for several years. Do you answer that? So you think the East is going to be coming up in class, and the Sixers, what do you think their chances are for the year?
Well, there was a lot of talk about it's a rebuild year, and I think what you saw the other night against the Timberwolves is like, whoa. We may have judged a little early because there was some special stuff happening on that court. Now, I'm not saying they're going to get the number 1 seed out of the East, but I and I'm pretty good with predictions. I think they're going to get the 8 or the 7 seed. I think Tony Roten's going to come back. I think Nerlens Noel is going to develop a 3-point shot. And I think they're going to get the 7 or 8 seed, and then I think there's going to be a really cocky Bulls, Raptors, or Cavaliers team is going to take on the Sixers in the first round. I think the Sixers are going to take them out.
Yeah.
I think everyone's going to go, well, that was a fluke. And all of a sudden, Nerlens Noel is not going to just have a 3-point shot. He's going to have a mid-range game. He's going to start averaging 6 assists a game. We're going to start grinding our way through it, and I think the Sixers go to the championship series. I'm not saying they win.
But
And I'll even say it. They're going to win. I think they're going to win a 7-game series. I think the Sixers are going to win the championship this year.
And I'm talking to a guy who knows the NBA. Like you said.
Inside and out.
You're an NBA junkie.
Inside and out. And I'm saying, if I'm the guy who sets the odds in Vegas right now, I go 2-1, Sixers win it all.
2-1?
Yeah.
Wow. I think the odds would be much higher. I don't even know if past the hundreds, like thousands to one.
I have a really good track record at predictions, and I'm saying Embiid, their first pick, has been injured. I think he comes back, and I think, boom, you're getting 19 a game out of him. Noel starts to average 17 a game. Roten comes back. Michael Carter-Williams. And I think this becomes like fish that save Pittsburgh, like fast break, where it's like, like Major League, like, wait, that Motley Crew? And at the end of the year, everyone accepts it and like, oh, that was the year the Sixers won it.
Get out of the way.
Yeah, I have to be a special. If I have season tickets for the Sixers, I start putting up every game asking for $3,000 a ticket right now.
$3,000 per ticket. Ticket. Wow, and this is based on the Sixers winning one game.
Well, not just winning one game, but the way they won, the way they dissected a tough Timberwolves team. The way they were going at Shabazz Muhammad, they're going at Chase Budinger. We're talking like major players for the Timberwolves. Yeah, and the Sixers made them look like fools, like straight up fools.
They won by 8 points. It wasn't like a blowout.
We had a giant party at our house. We had about we don't have the biggest house. We had about 300 people in our house. A bunch of beer. I don't know if I can say it's live, but some illegal drugs were consumed. A lot of whippets. And it was an exciting night. There's still a few people who haven't left from the party after the Sixers won that night.
We're talking to Adam McKay, an expert analyst for the NBA. Adam, do you have time to stick around for just a couple more minutes? We're going to have to take a break.
Of course.
Yeah, we just have a quick 60-second break here, and we're right back.
Quick break here on The Rich Eisen Show. We'll be right back with Adam McKay. Welcome back to The Rich Eisen Show. It's Friday. No Rich Eisen. My name is David Koechner, guest hosting. On the line, we have Adam McKay, writer, director, producer, father, husband. You know him from Anchorman, Cruisin', The Other Guys, and Step Brothers. Adam, thank you for hanging on the line. The guys were talking earlier, and I was trying to remember exactly the Bill Brasky sketches. Was that you and Norm Hiscock that came up with that?
Yeah, I think the original character was Farrell and I drinking down at that bar that was underneath SNL. What was it? Hurley's.
Right.
And just doing a bit. I feel like you were there, too. I feel like we were just doing a bit while having beers, doing those characters.
Being too loud in the bar.
Yeah, and then Hiscock and I wrote, I think the first sketch, that was Norm and I wrote with Norm a lot.
Yeah.
And then people started jumping on, like Dennis McNicholas started adding jokes, and obviously you guys would add jokes.
Yeah,
and,
we would sit in the room, all of us, and you guys would have a great spine and a ton of jokes, and they were so hard to beat, but everyone would just chime in.
Where did the name Brasky come from? Like, why that name? Because that name's perfect, and obviously when you say it.
Is it the alliteration?
It just came out of the attitude. We were at Hurley's, and I think they had these big beer glasses, and we just started doing, like, jutting our teeth out and just being like, let me tell you about Bill Brasky. So it was purely just the sound of the ski in it. And I'm sure we said a few other names the first time we, did the bit, but that one just kept coming back. And maybe we would pretend we were Bill Brasky when we do it. Yeah, it is. It's just a fun name to say, and that's the whole entire bit came off saying that name.
Yeah, one of my favorite things ever to do on the show, and they'd always bury it. They'd always bury it at the end of the show, like right before.
Oh, they hated it.
They hated it. I remember the first time we did it at the table read, so many faces were confused at the table, like, what is going on? Like half the room was dying, and the other half was just completely confused.
And it would be Baldwin and Goodman would come on, who were the best hosts.
Yep.
And every time they would come on, they would just be like, Baldwin would be like, we got to do a Brasky, right? And you could just see everyone in the room crestfallen because they know it's got to go on. And, of course, I was giddy. No, not a popular sketch around the hallways, but always, due to the grace of those hosts, we would always get them on.
Oh, gosh, I love it. Talking with Adam McKay, it's Rich Eisen Show. My name is David Koechner, guest hosting. Adam McKay is on Twitter, @GhostPanther.
Can we get a little background on that, too? Why Ghost Panther? I mean, Sex Panther from Anchorman.
God, no, I tried. Someone had Adam McKay. I was just going to put A. McKay or Adam M., and someone had it. So spur of the moment was just like.
I will say, like Shakespeare has shadings in all of his plays, lightning, rain, thunder, all that kind of thing. McKay has wild or dangerous cats in all of his movies.
Yeah. Yeah. I just thought Ghost Panther, I thought the idea of a ghostly panther was a cool image. And at that time, Twitter was like a 1-week novelty. So there was no thought put into it whatsoever. I thought it'd be over with. I thought it was like MySpace. It'd be done in like a year. And, the laugh's on us. It's like the Sixers are going to be laughing for about 6 months.
All right, so at Ghost Panther, if you want to be entertained, follow Adam McKay at Ghost Panther on Twitter. And Adam, third season of Drunk History starts. You guys are in production now?
Yes. Yeah, we got that going.
You're a producer on that show?
We got a movie with Farrell and Kevin Hart coming out in March called Get Hard. This is all from our company, Gary Sanchez Productions, that Will and I have. And we got another one shooting right now in New Orleans with Farrell and Mark Wahlberg called Daddy's Home, which is very funny.
Love it. You guys are producing that, right?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Adam, do you want to weigh in on the poll question real quick?
Oh, please.
We're going, so obviously David has the whammy from the Anchorman movie, so we wondered what the best sports catchphrase is.
God, it's funny. I was just telling someone this the other day. My favorite, and obviously whammy's my favorite, but my favorite from actual real sportscasters is the Stuart Scott one, As Cool as the Other Side of the Pillow.
Oh, that's a great
we
one.
We went booyah for Stuart Scott.
Oh, Cool as the Other Side of the Pillow. The first time he said that, I was like, wait a minute, did he write that? That is awesome.
It is great.
We have Keith Jackson, Whoa Nelly, Michael Buffer's Let's Get Ready to Rumble, Booyah, He Got It from Rich, and In Fuego from Dan Patrick.
So you guys are doing more kind of guttural, like one-word ones.
Yeah, just kind of like the quick ones.
Okay, well that's different. I like Marv Albert's.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Oh, my gosh. Adam McKay, it's easy for me to say I love you. Thank you so much for playing today. I can't wait to see you again. Best to your family.
Thank you, Davey. You too, man. Love to the family, and thank you so much, you guys, for having me on.
You're the man, Adam. Thanks, man.
Right on, brother. All right, talk soon.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.